So, I went today with my mom to do laundry so I can have clean clothes. And it's been about a month, and I'm so grateful I have a month's worth of clothes, and a place to put them. And I'm grateful for clean clothes. I'm thankful, and, I like it. And I've had a lot of others be bitter at me because of, what I have. But honestly, if you walk in spirit of generosity and love and compassion, then you will have good things around you, and you don't have to feel guilty for that. Those that, are going through a lot. Now, we all go through health issues. We all have to face this earth and trials and tests and tribulation. All do. But there are those that walk in darkness, and, they take from others, and, they have a more harder time in this world just because of the way they walk. I'm not judging them because they're already judging themselves and judging others and beating themselves up. And, I don't want that for them. I want them to have good things. However, I'm not going to feel guilty because I have goodness about me. And I've worked hard for my shelter. I worked hard in blood, sweat, tears, and love. And, to basically prove that I could, but now I'm kind of done trying to prove myself to, others, and of course, kind of love myself and, receive love. There are so many out there is they don't receive goodness is because they don't allow themselves to receive goodness. They don't allow themselves to receive help because they're so just pissed off and angry at, that life didn't go as they should, or, they didn't get their way with someone. And, I've let it all go. I had my issues. I had my anger. I went through my tribulations. And, of course, I still go through my tests and trials. And I'll be glad when that's over. But I'm not going to take it so hurtful, anymore. And I'm not going to be hard on myself anymore. I'm just going to go with the natural flow of things and stop being so defensive and up in arms and, about it. However, I don't deserve hell, or, I don't deserve to be miserable in the heat. I don't deserve this. I deserve to be in goodness. And all deserve to be in goodness, but they will not receive it until they calm their ass down and open themselves up to receive that love. You have to calm down. And I have calmed down a lot. And, and I'm not going to be put in a place. Like, others can sit there and tell me that I have to do this and this and this to have, a place about me, or, I have to fall into a certain line or a certain order. And I say no. And I say to those out there, don't let others tell you that you have to go, kill yourself in order to have, the proper shelter, a home about you, a good home about you, good things about you. All are worthy of love. Don't let society of man or man's understanding tell you that you don't deserve goodness. And, I don't let the devil, try to punish me anymore or put me down. In this world, if they want to label me as disabled or whatever, then, whatever. I'm not here to prove to them anymore that I'm worthy. I'm not. I'm just going to show my self-love, and I'm going to go through those doors that open for me, and goodness, and just not care. I'm giving, I'm kind, and I do what I can every day to be helpful and, make this world a better place. I do. However, I'm not going to fight with others, debate with others, charm others. I ain't going to entertain others. I'm just going to, do the best I can with what I got. And I say to those out there, just because you can't keep a certain job or career or whatever, or your body isn't doing as other people, that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. Just because society labels you doesn't mean you have to label yourself as defective. You know, you just, what I do when I have to go through certain doors, you know, and basically be degraded and stuff like that, I just smile. Because, you know, no matter what, I'm not going to change people's minds of what they think of me. No matter what clothes you put on, no matter what career you have, no matter what, you can sit there and do whatever it takes, and there will still be those around you that will spit on you, step on you, and think you're nothing. They will always put you down. And you know what? I'm okay with that now, because I don't have to meet their expectations, and I'm tired of falling over myself to do such. You know, I'm going to be giving and kind and, you know, compassionate and all that stuff. However, I'm not going to give my time, energy, or resources to those that just spit upon me. You know, just because someone rejects your love doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It just means they're going through some shit, you know, and they haven't, you know, and they're going through their tribulation, and there's nothing you can do about it. Now, you don't have to take their shit. If someone's being degrading towards you or trying to come at you in a negative way, you can tell them to back the fuck off and that you're not taking their shit. And you tell that devil and demon to go on. Say, oh, go on. Go throw your fit somewhere else. You know, you don't have, just because you love someone doesn't mean you have to take their shit. And that's what I say. You know, I know it's hard to be separated from those you love. I know this because I've gone through this. I'm still going through this. There's plenty of people I miss. However, I am not going to sit there and invite them to me while they're still going through their shit. I don't deserve that tribulation. You know, I go through enough being in this world in the flesh. So I don't want to sit there and add somebody else's burden to me, especially if they blame me for things or they think I'm not good enough. Don't take that. Don't take that. You know, there's nothing wrong with you. And I say that to all. I don't care what, you know, gender you are or what age or whatever like that. Look, it doesn't matter when it comes to trials, tests, tribulation. It doesn't matter if you're in child form or adult form. You're going to receive that. You might not have understanding of why you're receiving it, but there is always, you know, a reason behind it. It's a cursed world. And some, you know, there's a lot out there go, why do children die? Well, be thankful that they passed from the flesh. Their trials and tests are over. You're supposed to celebrate that, not sit there and dwell in it. You're supposed to mourn the passing of your loved one because they're no longer with you, and you're going to miss them until you see them, you know, in the new world. However, be grateful and thankful that your loved one no longer has to go through those tests and trials and tribulation, that they're done. They had a short time. Concentrate on yourself. Don't be all woe is me, but say, well, I got to get through this shit. You know, I still got to go. I still got my experiences to learn. You know, we all have our timeline, you know, of what we go through. Okay. And instead of throwing a fit because life isn't going the way you think it should go, and believe me, I'm telling you this because I've received it already, just let it go. You know, just because you're not with the person you think you should be with, let it go. You know, just because you had the family you don't think, you know, you think you should have had a better mom or dad or, you know, whatever, let it go. Because that's part of your tribulation, your trials, your test. You were meant to go through that for a reason, you know. I don't understand the reasoning right now. Okay, I can't give that to you because I have not received that information yet. I could in the future, but right now I don't know. You know, I know that. Yeah, I do know a lot. You know, I've tapped into the light. I've tapped into a higher understanding of why things are the way they are, why I see things a certain way. I do receive that, but as in why we have to go through the test, trials, and tribulations, I don't know. For some reason, it's to see who we are. And I don't understand that, because no matter what, when we get on in the new world, we'll be clearly seeing how we are. We are who we are. It's just, and, I say I don't understand when we had to go through that, because we are who we are, and why are they testing us? What is the point? Because their test means absolutely nothing. Because no matter what, when the flesh comes off, will be who we are. There's no sense in going through what we go through, except for to maybe gain understanding of what it's like to go through these situations. I understand what it's like to have pain. I understand what it's like to have sorrow. I understand, a lot, and I understand the reasonings why we go through what we go through. What brings it on. I understand why the world is a cursed place. There's nothing I can do about it. It is what it is. And even if all started pulling together and walking with the minds of Christ and walking in unity, we would still be in a cursed world, because we would still have to deal with the consequences to the actions of not only our actions, but also the ones that come before us. Like everyone in this world, we have to face the consequences, of course, of the generations before us, the generations around us, and of course the generations to come will reap what the generations before them sowed. So that's why it's important to be concerned and compassionate to all life that is around you, is because what we sow, others will reap. And I am concerned. I cannot say that I don't care. I would really enjoy that. To just walk away and say I don't fucking care, but I do care. However, I'm not going to fight with people. I'm not going to go preach on corners because I'm just exhausted. There's no convincing others. It's just they must wake up in the heart of Christ, in the mind of Christ, the body of Christ, the spirit of Christ. They must grow in the soul of Christ, and love. They have to pull their head out of their ass and grow past, being immature. They have to grow past the superficial of wanting to build up big in this world, to want to be seen, to want to be heard. I come across others all the time. They want to preach and teach, but all they are is repeating, a message that they don't understand. I understand what I'm speaking to others. It's not rehearsed. Believe me, it's right now. I am basically almost on the point of live. It's just I don't have that ability on my phone. But it comes as it comes out. I didn't read it in a book. I didn't study it in a book. I just received it and I start talking. It's not rehearsed. It's not planned. It's not any of that crap. I share as I receive it. Now, there's some that, the spirits come to me and they'll talk to me about certain things or ask me about certain things. And, I'll give my honest truth, whether they want to hear it or not. And, of course, then they try to rebuke me because they don't like my answers. And, of course, I have to deal with that backlash, but then they get smacked the fuck back. And that's why I say to the devils and demons and all that stuff, if you don't want to hear what I have to say, then go the fuck on, because I am not going to change what I say to suit anybody. I don't care if anyone's offended, and I don't care if you're in the flesh, spirit, where you're at. I don't give a fuck if you're offended, or if you don't like what I do, or my answers, or whatever. I am sound in my foundation. I am of sober mind, so whatever. And you can't smack back truth. You can't. You can try to retaliate against truth. You can try to bring your form of punishment or what you think is justice against truth. And, but you'll receive that backlash because you can't do away with truth. You can't do away with true justice. You can't, it is what it is and it will be. You can't override it. This world was not meant to be, the devil's playground. And, no matter how hard they try to keep a certain image or appearance, or, no matter how much they try to push down those of the light, and, try to conform us to be a certain way, it's not going to work. I stopped, being in the system of the beast means you go against your true heart of Christ, your true nature, and you go and do what you're not supposed to do just to get a paycheck, to have a house or whatever. And you might, walk in love, but if you're a part of a system of corruption to feed into that system, you will receive the ramifications, the consequences of that, regardless if you're naive to it or not, and you're doing your best. If something is wrong, something is wrong. And that's what I say, and that's what I know. It's not like I'm talking out my ass. This is what I know. And, and I can point out exactly why people are experiencing the illness they're experiencing, why things are happening the way they are. My body, of course, I'm reaping some of the benefits, probably the ramifications of some of my behaviors when I was younger. And, I can't hide from the truth that, I made bad decisions with drinking, or, I experimented with drugs, or, I did as I did. It is what it is. And even if I hadn't done those things, I would still be facing some kind of ramifications from the world around me, from the creation of the world, from the products I eat, and I have finally realized that it is what it is. Like, I will do my best to eat healthy, but that doesn't mean that I won't develop complications from the environment around me, from the air, the land, or whatever. It is what it is. It's, from what the Spirit tells me, it's just turbulence of what I'm having to experience until I get on the other side. And there's no sense in beating yourself up or being sad or being depressed on why is this shit happening to me. You know what? It's just fucking happening. Do the best with what you got. Is it fair? I don't fucking know, because I don't know what's fair. I can't say what is fair. I can't play victim because, I don't think I'm anything good. I do my best. Every day I get up to do my best to walk in love, but that doesn't mean I don't fuck up. And, I'm not going to sit there and enable myself and say, well, I do my best and blah, blah, blah. No, I don't fucking know. Like, I'm not aware of all my sins. I'm not aware of all my trespasses. I am not. I just know I'm going to, I learn, I grow as I grow. I don't want to mislead others. I don't want to tempt others. I just want to speak truth, and that's what I say. Today I called up the hospital because they gave me my number to see if, what my blood work was. And of course, they told me to call up there, and then, when I call up there, they tell me I have to come up there and, sign some papers to release my test results. And I was like, why is it such a big fucking deal? Like, I don't care if people know my medical records. Big fucking deal. I don't care. I have nothing to hide. I know a lot of people are, they don't want people to know their medical history or whatever because they might have shame about it. Look, it doesn't matter what my test results say. It is what it is. It is. And the Spirit was like, well, what if you picked up some kind of sexually transmitted disease? And I was like, you know what? It is what it is. It's not like I didn't, those people I went to wasn't mean I didn't, go with them in love. It's just, you know, they could have gave me some bugs. We transmit bugs to each other. That doesn't mean we're a bad person. It just means we transmit bugs to each other. And I'm not gonna judge those, you know, those that I was with, or judge myself. You know, I had love for them. It's just, you know, with their habits and behaviors and stuff like that, I just couldn't stay with them. And I don't sit there and, you know, have a lot of partners. I didn't, but, you know, you never know. But I don't think I have anything like that. But basically what they tested for was arthritis and lupus, because I'm having swelling and stuff like that. I'm not going to judge, but I do think those that are going through a sexually transmitted disease are those that are more going out just to get laid, to get fucked. You know, they're being lustful, and that's what they seek. So, you know, that's not me. I don't seek that. I don't think I've ever done that. I've always, even with every partner I've had, I've loved them, you know, and I wanted to be with them. It's just there was differences. And that's what I say. And I'm not ashamed of that. You know, before I was ashamed because, you know, society tries to make you shame or shame you. And I was like, no, I'm not ashamed of those I've coupled with, you know, because I did have love for them. It's just, you know, they weren't the one for me. And they didn't want to. They were actually just, you know, there's so many that all they do is they put on a show and they act like they're for you just to have sex with you. And I never understood that. I was like, what is the point of that? You know? What is the point? I don't get it. I guess it's the same as a hunter, you know, sitting there trying to hunt a poor animal. You know, they're not doing it because, you know, they're needing food or substance, but they're needing that because, you know, they just want to kill something. And I've run into those that hunt, and they're like, well, we have to eat to survive. I was like, there's plenty of dead shit in the supermarket. You don't fucking have to hunt. And believe me, when you hunt, you have to buy that bullet, those guns, you have to buy your licensing and all that. You just want to murder something. And that's what it is. And that's what they should straight up say, that they are murderers and they want to murder something. There's nothing, you know, that says, and in our society, you don't have to hunt. You don't have to fish. You don't have to go murder. It's already provided for you. And that's the truth of the situation. And just like those that, you know, go out to the bars and do that shit and they're just looking to get paid or laid, they don't have to do that shit, because there's plenty. They could be a good partner to somebody else and, you know, receive that love that way, but they don't. They want to be deviants about it. They don't want love. They just want to use somebody like a tissue, like toilet paper. That's what they want. And then they make excuses about it, and then they try to condemn others because, you know, they don't want to face the truth of themselves. Look, if you're just going out there to use someone as a tissue, you're a pervert. You're a rapist, because you have no love. You know, and they make excuses. Like, I've had men make excuses towards me. Well, she slept with me and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that was never the case. You know, I was not out there just trying to be a fornicator. I was, you know, trying to become one with someone and have that partner and that love. Now I know better. When it, you know, before I was trying to seek a relationship, you know, and now I'm like, you know, I have understanding, and, you know, I have more respect for myself, more honor for myself, and I demand love. And if it's not going to be love, then I don't want to have anything to do with it. I don't need sexual intercourse. I don't need to fornicate, because to me that does not satisfy anything at all. It doesn't. I don't get off on fucking others. I don't think it's that great. You know, to those that do those activities, you know, your mind is in darkness. I ain't judging you, but that's the truth of it. You ain't got no love. If you're just going out to get fucked, you ain't got no love for yourself or others around you. You know, and the spirits come to me all the time and try to get pissed off at me, but I was like, that's the truth. And it doesn't matter what job, religion, politic party you're affiliated with, when you have those rancid behaviors, you're of darkness. You're a devil, you're a demon, you're a succubus, you're an incubus, you have no love for others. Now, if you just have sex with someone and you love them and you want to be with them, but that's not, they're, you know, of darkness and they're just using you and you don't realize that until later on and you get hurt, you're not doing anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be intimate with someone that you have that connection to at all. You know, for someone to have sex, that's not a sin. We all want intimacy. We all want that love, you know, and it's not a sin to want another, to want that closeness. It's not a sin to be connected, you know, to have a connection or a spark with someone that's of darkness and of deviance. That's not your fault. And that's what I say. It's not your fault. Don't blame yourself because the person you chose to be intimate with or try to have a connection with has no love whatsoever. You know what? You just move past that. You learn your lesson. And you're like, okay, and you grow from it. However, it is important to grow in understanding and in love and respect for yourself and stop giving yourself to those assholes out there. I don't care whether male or female that have no love to give and they just see you as prey. Because guess what? You're not prey. And stop acting like it. You're very strong. You're power. Just because you're not a predator doesn't mean you're prey. So don't act like a victim. Don't put yourself in those situations to be a victim. Grow and learn from that experience and say, you know what? I'm not going to fuck with assholes anymore. Don't be depressed over it. Don't be sad over it. Just don't fuck with assholes because they're not going to change. And sweethearts, I say they're not going to change. It doesn't matter what you do. You can bend over backwards. And they're not going to change. You can sit there and preach to them, try to teach them, tell them that it's wrong. It's not going to work. You know, they can sit there and go to AA, they can go to church, they can do all these activities, but guess what? They're not changing because it's not in their heart to do so. They can put on a show for you so they can get more out of you because that's what it is. It's a fucking show so they can use you some more. When you get tired of being toilet paper to an asshole, then you'll walk away from that and you'll demand love, respect, and honor. And be done for it. And that's what I say. I say that to myself. First, I receive that, and then I sit there and put it out there. I walk my walk as I talk my talk. You know, I don't sit there and put on a front and tell people a certain thing and then go repeat that. I was like, I am no longer a toilet paper for assholes. And that's just the truth of it. So anyways, out there, you know, clean your dirty laundry and recognize what makes that laundry dirty in the first place, okay? In this world, we get dirty. We make mistakes. We go through situations. However, stop cycling in dirty water because you're never going to get clean that way. If you want to be clean, you have to walk away from that dirty laundry. You have to clean yourself up. Stop repeating your shit because you're going to get the same results over and over again. Don't cycle. You can't sit there and complain or bitch about something or a person if you keep on in that cycle because they're going to do it over and over again, and there's nothing that's going to change them because they don't walk with the heart of Christ, which is love. They don't walk with the mind of Christ. They don't think about love. All they think about is themselves and what they can get out of you, and they will do whatever it fucking takes to sit there and keep bleeding you dry, to keep on using you. So I know it's heartbreaking. You don't understand it. You don't have to. You just have to walk away from it. You can't sit there and try to change a rattlesnake or try to reason with it on why it shouldn't fucking bite you because it's poisonous. Just stop putting yourself out there to fucking get bit. Quit inviting that snake into your bed. Quit walking with that snake. Because no matter how much you give love that fucking snake, it's going to bite the fuck out of you and it's going to poison you over and over again and break your heart until the day you fucking die. So why be miserable over a fucking snake? Anyways, it's called being a straight shooter. It's called taking out your sword of truth and just slicing through that shit. You know, and if you want to get rid of darkness, and darkness will flee from you when you start speaking truth. You want that asshole to go away and quit fucking, you know, using you as toilet paper, then you say, look here, asshole, I'm not putting up with this shit. I don't care what you do, what show you put on, you're still the fucking same. You ain't got no love for me. Demand love and respect. Demand honor. You don't have to put up with that shit. There's nothing wrong with walking independently in this world and being alone. They ain't gonna love you. They're not gonna make you better. And yeah, it's gonna hurt separating from that person. It will hurt for a while. A broken heart takes a while to get over, but you have to sit there and just cut it. Shut the doors, shut the windows, and get over it. And you know what? If I can do it, so can you. Because I know what it's like to have a broken heart. It fucking hurts, and it lasts for a while. It does. It's not just something you can get some ice cream and get over it. That's just a crush or whatever. Broken hearts take time. It does. It takes time. You know what I did? I shut those doors and I moved on. Completely moved on. I made sure that asshole was not going to return to my door anymore, and I moved on. And I keep on moving forward. I do. I keep on moving forward. So anyways, kiss, kiss. Love you. However, love yourself. Love yourself. And the first step to loving yourself is accepting that you're just being used as toilet paper. You know, you can bawl your eyes out over it, but you have to stop being fucking toilet paper. Admit it, and then love yourself. It's like, no, I'm going to be good for myself. You know, go hit the gym, get you some vitamins, go for a walk, go for, travel, go on vacation, do something for yourself, and love yourself every day. Get up every day, and, even when you're tempted, say, no, I'm going to get up. I'm going to love myself. I'm not going to invite assholes anymore. I'm not going to be toilet paper for them to wipe their shit on.